It looks like Ruben Amorim is done with Andre Onana. He's fed up of the constant mistakes from the goalkeeper and wants Manchester United to sign a new goalkeeper in the summer. Now, for Manchester United to sign players, they're going to need to sell players. And, well, the good thing about Antony doing well on loan, the good thing about Marcus Rashford doing well on loan is they are attracting interest, and there's a few clubs interested in signing Antony on loan. Now, Chido has been impressive in his cameos for Manchester United, but a big problem is he won't be able to play in the Europa League. A lot of people are saying, should he start in the Europa League game? Well, he's not in the squad. Man United didn't register him as part of the squad. We're going to explain that in that situation and why that is a big blow. But at least he'll be fresher for the Arsenal game. And a Chido goal versus Arsenal, that's going to hit to a different level. Links to Zubimendi, which I don't think are super reliable. And sort of a big sign of why Man United have got to get this summer spot on. So hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute transfer news roundup. We're going to round up all the latest Manchester United news into a 10-minute video for you guys, starting with the story on Andre Onana. So it was said by Samuel Luckhurst, Andre Onana is intent on staying at Manchester United next season despite his struggling form. Ruben Amorim wants to sign a new goalkeeper in the summer, but Onana considers United to be the only club he wishes to play for. Now, Luckhurst said this today, but a few days prior, it was also said by Give Me Sport that Ruben Amorim is becoming increasingly frustrated with Andre Onana's performances and could encourage United to pursue a deal for Diogo Costa. We've also been linked to James Trafford, we've also been linked to Mike Megan and loads of other goalkeepers at the moment. And I think a new goalkeeper in the summer is definitely a possibility. Now, I don't know for sure if United will sign a new goalkeeper because striker, wing back, another midfielder, another centre back, and a number 10 is all being looked at. So that's 5 positions. Goalkeeper's probably 6 on the list. I guess it depends on the money and what they get from sales, and even if they can get some interest in Andre Onana. But Onana wants to stay at United. He wants to make it work. And the thing with Onana is he was good for a bit. He got my hopes up, and then he's gone bad again, and he's too mistake prone. And when he gets the ball, he keeps pushing it into like the opposition and giving them a chance. In so many games where he could palm the ball away, he's palming it into the players. And I think, I thought he was quite good at the start of the season. I thought he was good at the end of last season. I thought he was well. And then once Ruud van Nistelrooy left and Amorim had come in, I think the old Onana, which we saw in the Champions League last season, has come back. Now, Onana wants to stay at United. His dream is United. He wants to fight to make it work at United. But Ruben Amorim wants to sign a new goalkeeper. He's frustrated with Onana, and I think we can see that. A lot of sources are coming out saying United are looking at a goalkeeper, and I think this could be sort of the end of Onana at United, depending on what happens in the summer. I think United will look for a goalkeeper, but it's not going to be the priority position. I think it depends on sales. But I do think, Man United getting a second goalkeeper in the summer, you can't rule that possibility out. You really can't, because he's not been good enough. And I've tried to defend Onana, but it is frustrating as well. And I just think that he's not Ruben Amorim signing, he's Ten Hag signing, and I don't think Ruben Amorim particularly wants him. We'll have to see. Maybe he'll go through a period of good form again where he redeems himself, because he seems to be really good for a bit, then drop off and really poor for a bit, and then good for a bit. Let's continue on, though, into a player that has been really good lately is Antony. Now, Ruben Amorim spoke about Antony and how he's technically good, but maybe physically doesn't suit the Premier League, and he will succeed in Spain and do well in Spain. And I think Ruben Amorim was very spot on in those comments. Now, I reckon 25 million gets a deal done for Antony. I take 25 million. We can't, even if he's playing well, we can't be silly and ask for ridiculous money, because I don't think we're going to get many offers above 25 million for Antony. But the higher we can get, the better. It was said Real Betis are looking to open talks with United in the coming days to secure Antony's services on a permanent deal. Betis is set to offer 20 to 25 million euros, but United want at least 40 to 50 million euros. Betis are going to give us about 20 million quid, 18, 19, 20 million quid. Man United are saying, no, we want like 35 to 40 million quid. I think 25 million quid is a fair deal for Antony. We spent 85 million pounds on him. He wasn't worth that much, but when we bought Antony, he was probably worth 40 million at the time. He's not been great at United, but he's still young. He's happy at Betis. He's playing well, and he suits the league. I think 25 million is a fair deal. We know the one thing about Real Betis, though, they're not a team to pay up. They're not a team to pay big money. So I think, to be honest, Man United might have set 20 million and just say, you know what, we've got a bit of money for Antony. He's off the wage bill as well. Because I think Man United has sort of been desperate to offload Antony for a while, but I'd like to get 25 million for Antony and get him off the wage bill, and that's almost 35 million saved. It was said along with Real Betis, Juventus and 2 Saudi Pro League clubs are interested in Antony. Now, considering Saudi Pro League clubs are putting like 70, 80 million bids on Matoma, if the Saudi clubs are interested in Napoli, I'm asking for like 70, 80 million. I want to see them do something mad so we can recoup our money, but I feel like that is unlikely. But if Antony keeps doing well and the Saudi league is still interested in him, because apparently there wasn't interest there in the past, I'm all for that, cashing in on Antony and let him go to Saudi. But I don't think that's going to happen. Something tells me he's going to be a permanent move to Betis for 20 to 25 million in the summer. But that is 20 to 25 million more to spend in the summer for Manchester United if they get him off the books, plus potentially 40 million for Rashford. And we're talking maybe even 60 million for Garnacho. So there could be money for a big attacking reinforcement at United. Now, talking of attack, Chido has shown in his little cameo yesterday that he could potentially play striker in the Man United attack because he was creating chances for himself. Something that Højlund struggled to do. Now, we were saying, should we play Chido in the next game against Real Sociedad? Well, apparently he can't play versus Real Sociedad. Chido Obi is not eligible for the Europa League. He does not qualify for the B list because he only joined the club last summer and he was not named on the revised A list that was submitted last month that included Avon Heaven and Dorgu. Maybe Manchester United weren't anticipating Ahmad's injury at the time and that Chido was going to come in and have such an important role. But that's really frustrating that Chido is now not in the Europa League squad because we could use him as an option. He's shown that actually he can give Højlund a run for his money. It makes him fresher for Arsenal, more up for Arsenal. I'd love him to play in the Arsenal game, and obviously we beat Arsenal would be amazing. But it is frustrating. Now, it was actually said by Dean Jones and Danny Russ that Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim is edging towards handing Obi more excessive game time after showing potential. Ruben Amorim could give him the nod for the encounter with Arsenal as he's ineligible for the Europa League clash against Real Sociedad. Again, massive blow that he's not available versus Real Sociedad. I guess the squad was submitted a month ago where we didn't think we were going to use him, but I do look at the squad and I do think, should those at United have been checking and saying, oh, maybe we should include Chido in here just in case. It's a bit of an annoying situation for United. It's a bit frustrating one that maybe could have been avoided had we known the injury sort of situation earlier on. Because I think Chido would have been important in those Europa League games. I think he's shown while he's raw and probably not 100% ready, he's offering something. And, he's creating chances for himself, which is something that Højlund lacks. So I think Chido's made a statement for he needs to get more minutes. I'm not saying start him every game. I'm not saying he is the answer. I'm not saying he's the solution. Obviously, we need an experienced striker. But it's annoying that we can't see Chido in those Europa League games. But he could get some more minutes versus Arsenal. And honestly, a Chido winner versus Arsenal would be, honestly, the best feeling in the world with the stick that some of the Arsenal fans have been giving him. I made a video, I did a live stream earlier today just talking about the stick that Chido's been getting from Arsenal fans, which is totally unfair. So I said earlier in the video that recruitment is going to be so key for Manchester United. And this is exactly what I mean. De Gea sold, Onana replaced him. McTominay and Fred sold, Mount replaced. Ronaldo sold, Højlund replaced. We talk about Ralph Rangnick and open heart surgery, and we did the open heart surgery, but we sold Elanga for 15 million. We got worse. That's the problem with the open heart surgery. We've got worse. We signed Antony, who probably isn't better than Elanga, when Elise was there for 35 million, but we spent 85 million on Antony. We've got to get this summer chance to win it right. The way I look at it is Schlotterbeck's going to be available for maybe like 50 odd million. I think that could be a really good option. I think he could play centre back in the back three. Garnacho, if we get 60 million for him, we could spend that 60 million on Cunha. I think that's a good like for like. Cunha a bit more experience. We need experience in attack, suits the system. It's not working for Garnacho. We're talking about, 65 million on Højlund and that being the only striker. With the money we spent, particularly that summer under Ten Hag of Mount Onana and Højlund, it's not good enough. We've got money to spend if we sell. We could get 60 million for Garnacho. We could get 40 million for Rashford. We could get 25 million for Antony. That's 125 million. You're going to get Eriksen off the wage bill, Lindelof off the wage bill, Evans off the wage bill, Heaton off the wage bill in general anyway. Other players like Højlund potentially could go, but it might be difficult with PSR because we're still paying quite a bit of that transfer off. Man United will probably look to offload Mason Mount, but I'm not expecting him to go because of the injury record. But let's say we do get 150 million in sales and we can spend a bit of money. It's making sure we spend the money wisely. It's making sure we spend the money well. I like Kenda, but I'm not willing to drop 60 million on Kenda. I would stop it at 30 million for someone like Kenda. I like Cunha, I like Victor Gyökeres, I like Victor Osimhen, I like Delap. It's making sure that when we sell players, we buy a good replacement. I was talking about in my live stream earlier, replacing Bruno, someone said Dibbling and Joe. You can't replace Bruno Fernandes with Dibbling and Joe Bellingham because Dibbling and Joe Bellingham, while they could be future superstars, they're not ready yet and they cannot fill Bruno's shoes. You have to replace Bruno with someone that's worth replacing Bruno's shoes with. But the problem is because of Bruno's age, we might only get 30, 40 million for Bruno if we decide to sell him. His replacement's going to cost 100 million. So we've really got to be smart with who we bring in. I did hear rumours of Arda Güler to Manchester United behind the scenes. But again, I don't think he's ready to step up and take Bruno's place. I think in terms of Bruno replacement, you're looking at the Jude Bellingham, you're looking at that kind of special player in Musiala, which I don't think United can get right now, or Cole Palmer, which I don't think United can get right now. We've got to get recruitment spot on. We need an experienced striker. We need a left hand. We need another wing back. We need a centre mid that's good at progressing the ball and comfortable on the ball. Yeah, we need just a lot. And potentially, we need a goalkeeper. There was a few stories going about surrounding Manchester United in regards to Zubimendi, and I do think he'd be a really good midfield profile for United, but I don't think it happens. But Give Me Sport saying that United are eyeing a move for Arsenal target Zubimendi. His release cost is 51 million. I like Zubimendi at United. We clearly need a good passer on the ball, but I think he is basically Arsenal bound. He rejected Liverpool. I can't see him going for United in the position we're in when he's got a lot of top clubs in for him. I think he's Arsenal bound. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.